The Jets were 11-point underdogs in their own stadium. That is the largest spread of any team for the last 15 years, and we just put a whooping on the Bills. Here are my top 5 takeaways.
J-E-T-S, Jets!
Well, Freddie Quinn knows. He played the quarterback position. You can't hit them all.
Well, Brady Quinn obviously can relate to losing because that's what he did for most of his career. That's just not a knock. It's the truth, right? I'm just giving facts.
Welcome to Jets Talk. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, oh man, does this one feel good. After last week's loss to the Patriots, Jet fans are feeling all sorts of a way. Coming into this week thinking, oh, we got the Buffalo Bills. We're going to go into the bye on a skid after this great win streak. Well, the Jets take care of business. The offense played lights out. The defense took care of the number one offense in the country. Took care of them. Eliminated them. Not even a factor. Oh, this one was good. Lots of weird stuff happening to like cameras breaking and falling out of the sky and stupid stuff like that. But let's get into it. Here are my top 5 takeaways from the game. Starting up, we're going with the secondary. They played lights out. Like I said, the top pass offense in the league. The main matchup everyone was looking for, Stefon Diggs versus Sauce Gardner. First play of the game, Josh Allen throws like a 40-some-odd yard pass over Sauce and into Stefon Diggs' hands. And I'm thinking, oh man, this is this is what's gonna happen. I've been so hyped for this matchup. And first thing out of the gate, 40-yard pass. Ugh. And that was really it. That was like the only thing that happened. Diggs was essentially shut down by at least in the second half. He was definitely shut down in the second half. I think he had like 80 yards or something like that. So still, he got his yards. Someone's got to catch passes from Allen. But dude, bottling him up, felt good. The secondary absolutely generated sacks for the defensive line, and the defensive line that generated sacks helped the back end of the secondary. We got 2 interceptions, one from Whitehead early in the game, another from Sauce. Whitehead actually almost had a second one, and Reed actually almost got one on a bomb pass to, I believe it was Diggs. But yeah, dude, across the board, Jets secondary balled out. And for all those Bills fans that you got, because I know you got plenty of Bills fans. They're fun, they're the Bills Mafia. They're jumping through tables. They're fun to root for. Everyone's got some Bills friends, Bills fans friends that are around the area. And they're going to be complaining about that final play, the one where Josh Allen heaves a 70-yard throw, farthest pass of the season. Or at least, I think it was the last 6 seasons, I think is what it was. Some crazy stat. In the air, 70 yards in the air. They're like, oh, Sauce Gardner didn't turn his head around. Oh, Sauce Gardner, this is stupid. No, he got his head around. He looked. You don't have to turn your entire helmet to look for the ball. I got a still frame right here. Not to mention Gabe Davis has his arm stretched out. Stiff arm. Pfft, good no call. Oh, this secondary. This secondary is really cool. Josh Allen held 18 of 34, 53% completion percentage. He actually dropped back to pass 39 times. He was sacked 5 times. So really, of his attempts of passing the ball, he only got it to his receivers 18 times. 53% completion percentage, 205 yards and 2 interceptions. It's good. Josh Allen, after the game, acknowledged that he did not play the best game. It's hard to win when your quarterback's playing poorly. So it's nice that he acknowledges that sort of stuff. And the dude's a gamer. Like, he got 2 rushing touchdowns on the Jets. And I didn't feel right putting that in the secondary notes. I'm just going to touch on it, I guess. He had like close to 100 yards. He had 80 yards and 2 touchdowns. Guy's an absolute running back at the quarterback position. He's a weapon, and the Jets did what they could to contain him. Heck, this is the lowest point total of any Buffalo game this season. So the Jets defense is legit. 100% legit here. So big props to the secondary. Next up, you heard me talk about it. That's the defensive line. We got 5 sacks of Josh Allen. Mosley, Quinnen Williams, Bryce Huff, Jermaine Johnson the second, and then a half a sack each from Sherwood and Quan Alexander. And the sacks just come at such great times. The Jermaine Johnson sack, when Josh Allen whipped his head around to see who was possibly there and if he could run or throw the ball, his eyes got big when he saw Jermaine Johnson. I was like, oh man, is he going to shoelace tackle him? And Jermaine Johnson made the tackle. That's why you take him 26 overall. Bryce Huff with a monster sack, strip sack of Josh Allen, knocks the ball back 19 yards, or basically makes it like a 4th and 20 some odd play. Crazy. This is why the trade of Jacob Martin was so huge. Guys like Huff, guys like Jermaine Johnson, guys like Michael Clemens had a good stop on a running play. This team, the defensive line, when you can rush 4 after Allen, that's the recipe for success. You force all your pieces back into coverage, and you allow the front 4 to just wreak havoc. Bryce Huff knows Quisenberry well from the Titans game last year. Got a sack on him. He's now the Bills' right tackle. Blown up. Blown up, dude. Oh, sit down. Have a seat. This defensive line is filthy. Absolutely filthy. Imagine what they can do when the Jets are actually playing with a lead. Like, there's not like this game was close the majority of the game. Jets didn't have to go crazy on the pass rush. When you get a team that is going to be down by a touchdown or 2 to the Jets, this team, this front 4, is going to make things so incredibly hard, and it's going to be so much fun to watch. This is the new version of the New York Jets sack exchange. They are right up there at the top of the list with all the other defensive lines. The front 4s across the NFL, tops. I want to say, I think the Eagles might be at 22 sacks on the season prior to this game. The Jets were tied in second at 20, and we just got 5 more. Ugh. Defensive line. Talk about a turnaround from last year to this year. Defense overall. Ulbrich, dude is the man. Between him, Salah, all the talent that Joe Douglas brought in, the players just balling their asses off. This is amazing. Like, genuinely amazing. And I love it. The turnaround has been incredible. So big props to everyone across the board. Next up, wide receivers. We got to see, really only Garrett Wilson was the only one that, really made a whole lot of noise. There just seems to be a connection. He had 9 targets on 8 receptions. I want to say he had 100 yards, 105 yards. Is that right? You guys can let me know. But either way, there's clearly a connection, Wilson to Wilson, that we were hoping to see. And we were saying, I was telling you guys in the beginning of the season, look, it's going to take some time. It took a half a season for Elijah Moore and Zach Wilson to kind of get on the same page. And lo and behold, we are sitting at week 8, and now there's a connection. We're clearly seeing it formulate. Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson, they're comfortable with each other. I love seeing this. And we got to see a Denzel Mims sighting. This is getting exciting. This kid actually is turning it around. This is what I want to see. This is a guy that, really got dealt a bad hand last year. Between thinking he's coming into the regular season or thinking he's coming into last year as the number 1 wide receiver. They go out, they draft Elijah Moore, they bring in Corey Davis, they bring in Keelan Cole, and then they, this year they bring in Garrett Wilson. They, bring in the 2 tight ends. You add tons of weapons. Breece Hall, just throwing weapons at this offense. And Mims is kind of left there. Dude had food poisoning last year, didn't know what was going to happen. He demands a trade. Jets are hey, sit down. We're not trading you. He fights and fights and fights. Comes back, and now there's a really good shot he's going to start. Even when Corey Davis comes back, there's going to be some type of connection there. He may not get, Corey Davis may still get the most reps of the 2, but it's getting closer. I'm liking this little bit of a Mims connection, which leads me into my snaps that I got to see. Whoops, sorry about that. The snaps. So Garrett Wilson had 55 snaps, 9 targets. Mims had 50 snaps, 4 targets. Elijah Moore was in there for 27 snaps, had 0 targets. Dude might have ran the farthest of any wide receiver today. The amount of times I saw him running around the backfield, around Zach Wilson and behind behind Michael Carter or James Robinson, all over the place. Absolutely all over the place. So a little crazy there. Braxton Berrios, 21 snaps, 2 targets. Jeff Smith, 7 snaps, 1 target. I would like to see the targets that do go to Jeff Smith go to Elijah Moore, because at this point, I'm not going to lie, it does feel kind of petty. Like, they're almost going out of their way to not get Elijah Moore involved unless he's really being like a decoy. But at some point, you got to think defenses are going to be like, hey, why cover Elijah Moore? They're not going to throw at him anyway, and the decoy is just not really going to work. So, it's still frustrating to me. I do want to see him get more involved than he's been, but it's going to be interesting to see like just how it actually all shakes out in the end. So something to keep an eye on, but very interesting with the whole Denzel Mims situation from today. And Mims had a monster grab, possibly one of the biggest grabs of the day. 3rd and 5, inside Buffalo territory, deep. He makes a big time catch, almost gets his head taken off. Keeps the drive going. Jets are able to run out the clock almost in its entirety. I think he left the Bills with what, like minute 30 left? Big first down for Mr. Denzel Mims. Loved it. Next up, I want to talk a little bit about the running backs and the running game in general. Jets had a very good day. Michael Carter, 13 touches, 86 yards, and a touchdown. James Robinson, 14 touches, 53 yards, and a touchdown. This is basically an even split. Michael Carter, I mean, really both of them had their days. Robinson did a lot of his work towards the end of the game. I think more so as the Bills defense was starting to get worn out. And the Jets got the ball at like the 4-yard line, like with, 7 minutes left, and just ran the ball down the Bills' throat. Like, this is not like the top defense that I was expecting. Like, literally the Jets had their way. We have like our backup tackle in, and we are running it down their throat. Not to mention Mr. Zach Wilson. I didn't put his stats on here for the run, baby, run section, but he had 5 rushes for 24 yards, and he had at least 2 first downs that were critical plays for the New York Jets. Big time. Zach Wilson's got to learn to use his feet to extend drives. If he can get 2 first downs a game, that extends drives. It creates you more opportunities for your offense, and it creates more opportunities for your defense to get a little bit more rest. Let these dogs rest a little bit. Come on. Love it. Running game was huge today. That leads me to Mr. Zach Wilson and the offense. Like, this is really like an overall like big thing, like team victory. Legitimately. Zach Wilson, 18 of 25, 72% completion percentage, 154 yards, 5 rushes, 24 yards, had the 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Perfect again. I shouldn't say again. He was not perfect last week. He did have 1 fumble. The offensive line gave up a free rush for Von Miller, but hit Zach from his blind side because Zach had already turned to start running and got hit from behind. Ball came out in field goal territory. So the Jets really could have had another 3 points. Like, the Jets played well. If the Jets get that field goal in that spot, they have the most points scored against the Bills this season. Like, not only did we hold them to their lowest total, but we almost put the most on them. Oh, this is great. And I love the game plan from Mike LaFleur. You look at how this team utilized their weapons in the last few games. And you're looking at Zach Wilson like running around. He's doing a chicken without a head thing, doing these whirly birds in the background, in the backfield. Hated it. Had the longest snap to throw in the NFL. 3.26 seconds. That's a lot of time in the NFL. A lot of time. But it's not good when your back is to the offensive play and you're zipping around, you're not looking downfield. Doesn't do you any good. So this week they went into the game and they're like, hey, we're going to lower that. They got it down to a career low, 2.31 seconds per play. Snap, balls out. Love it. Absolutely love it. Michael LaFleur, Zach Wilson understood none of the running around behind the line of scrimmage. I think he had 1, but he actually got out of like some pressure and threw the ball away. So the 1 was great. He used his legs to get first downs. They got the ball out fast to help neutralize a Bills pass rush that I thought was going to be way worse than it was. We wound up giving up 2 sacks, so really not that bad, all things considered, when you factor in this offensive line and kind of how we've just sort of been making everything sort of work. So across the board, you ran the ball effectively. The Jets wound up having, I don't even remember what it was in yardage. It was like they have 170 yards on the ground. That's insane. That's nuts. You can't do that. Not against the top defense like the Bills. Oh, it feels good. You run the ball well. You make efficient throws. You have some big-time throws. The only bad throw from Zach Wilson, there was one pass to Denzel Mims that was, like, high. Like, Mims got his hands on it, and, like, it was too high. Like, bad throw. Sorry, bad throw. Great decision to throw to Mims, but it's got to hit him in the numbers. Let him get the first down. Overall, very happy with what we got from Zach Wilson today. I'll link the every throw somewhere up here. If you guys want to take a look at that. I think he had a really sound game. I think the game plan was sound as well. And I think going into the bye, I'm not going to lie, as a Jet fan, I'm feeling real good about 6-3. Now, I thought it was going to be the other way around. I thought it was going to be the Jets beat the Patriots and then lose to the Bills to get to 6-3. But knowing that the Jets can beat the best team in the league, the Jets can hang with absolutely anyone. Zach Wilson plays a clean game. If it all really starts clicking for him, the Jets are going to be one of the most dangerous teams in the NFL. The AFC East right now, filthy division. I think every team is above 500. Going into the bye. I love this. I'm excited. I don't care. Oh, wait. Before I get even into that, let's talk for a second about this damn camera. The Jets are on a friggin' tear. If you guys don't know, the Sky Cam fell out of the air during the Jet game. And they didn't know what to do. There was a 12-minute pause. The Jets were just driving the ball down the field, like clicking on all cylinders. They come back, pre-snap penalty. Like first play, pre-snap penalty, 5 yards back. Okay. Now we're on, 2nd and 15 or 1st and 15 or whatever it was. And it just, like, goes down. And then, like, of course, you know, the Jets, they wind up fumbling the ball and they don't get any points. Like, literally just stopped us dead in our tracks. This felt very similar to, like, the Ravens 49ers Super Bowl with, like, the blackout. And, like, the 49ers had a ton of juice. And everything was, I think it was, they were clicking? One of the teams was clicking, whichever one it was. And basically killed all momentum. Luckily, the Jets overcame that. There were things outside of our control that were actively trying to get us to lose. The Jets overcame it. When everything clicks for this team, we are a dangerous, dangerous team. Boys and girls, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Can Brady Quinn suck a whole big bag of eggs? Oh, I love this. Jets are 6-3, baby, going into the bye. Let's take on the back half of this schedule. We're 0-0. We got to win games coming in if we want to have a shot at the playoffs. Oh, man, that feels like nerve-wracking to say. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.
We're just looking forward to after the bye week, but at the same time, we're trying to enjoy this bye week for sure, man. Can't wait to get back out there.
For all you non-believers, disrespect us, talk crap about the defense like we ain't the third best defense in the league. All we hear is about their defense. They can't stop a nosebleed. 25th in the league, and we the one to get disrespected.
Congratulations. See you in Pittsburgh.
Can't wait.